Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today's class is designed to support you during a time of seasonal transition. So right now while we are filming this class, we are going from summer to fall, and you could use this class at any point, whatever seasonal transition you're going through, or if it's just a personal transformation. So just kind of moving from one space to another space. So we're gonna move from a more active, based on summer to fall, like a more active, energizing flow to some more calming, inward focused stretches at the end, just to kind of replicate that movement from an active, energizing time to a more focused and calm time. So I would like to just take a moment to thank all of my supporters, subscribers, and members. And don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, to subscribe and then just click the bell notification for future classes and info about upcoming retreats and workshops and everything else. So let's start our practice today in an extended child's pose. We'll do some breathing and then we'll get right into our movement. So bring your knees wide, big toes to touch. Walk your arms out in front of you. Spread your fingers nice and wide, palms face down. Place your forehead down on the floor. Close your eyes. Close your lips. And together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill up your belly and then a big open mouth exhale. And close your lips. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Can you take this moment to settle into this posture, opening your hips, your low back, your shoulders, listening to the sound of your breath, closing your eyes. And to just feel into your body. So any places that you're holding on to tension or stress, tightness, make any adjustments. It doesn't have to look exactly like this shape. So move your body around and find this perfect place for you to stretch. Again, hips, low back, shoulders, elongating your neck, and continuing to breathe in and out through your nose. We're going to take a couple more breaths here. I'm going to read you a short quote before we begin to move. From Osho: experience life in all possible ways. Good, bad, bitter, sweet, dark, light, summer, winter. Experience all the dualities. Don't be afraid of experience, because the more experience you have, the more mature you become. So taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice, kind of embracing the duality, the shift, transition, transformation, and really being in your body for all of that experience. So take one more breath here and extend a child's pose, and we'll begin to move. Big inhale and exhale. And from this position, come all the way up into a tabletop, positioning your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And we're going to thread the needle. So position your right hand underneath your face, lift your left arm up, look up toward your fingertips. And as you exhale, take your left arm behind your right, set your left shoulder down, your left ear down on the floor. Take a deep breath in. And out, feel the stretch in the back of your left shoulder. Take a deep breath in, lift your left arm up. Now take your left hand and place it on your right hip. You can take hold of your pants, or you can just rest the back of your hand onto your hip, and then just roll your left shoulder open again, looking up toward the ceiling if it's comfortable on your neck, and then very slowly and gently just take your right ear toward your right shoulder. Just get a stretch to the left side of your neck. Big breath in, reach your left arm up, and then exhale, place it back down on the floor, and we'll switch sides. So take your left hand underneath your face, reach your right arm up, look up toward your hand, and then as you breathe out, slide your right arm behind your left. Come onto your right shoulder and your right ear. Rest your head heavy on your mat. Keep your hips high, breathe in and out. Keep your left hand right where it is. Reach your right arm up, and then you're going to take your right hand toward your left hip. So it can just rest, or you can take hold of your pants or your shorts, and then just roll your shoulder open. Look up if it's comfortable for your neck, and then very gently take your left ear toward your left shoulder. And stretching the right side of your neck. Breathe in, lift your right arm back up. Exhale, come back to a tabletop position. Tuck all 10 toes under, and then just lift your knees up off of your mat to hover, activating your core, activating your shoulders, pressing down firmly through the palms of your hands and your fingers, just feeling the heat building in your body. Keep your gaze neutral down at the floor, neck is nice and long, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your knees back down on the floor. Take the tops of your feet flat to the floor. Let's take 3 cat-cows. So breathe in, drop your belly, lift the crown of your head and your tailbone. Breathe out, round your spine. 2 more. Last round at your own pace, just warming up the front and back side of your body. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out to cat pose. Come back to a neutral tabletop position. Extend your right arm forward and your left leg back for spinal balance. Hold here. Thumb faces up, pinky finger faces down. Hips are in one line, so just notice if you're hiking your hip up or it's sagging. Engage your core, so you're pulling your belly button back towards your spine. And breathe in, reach. Exhale, release. Switch sides, extend your left arm forward, your right leg back. Left thumb faces up, pinky finger down, 2 hips are in one line. Face your 5 toes down toward the floor. Don't sag into your right shoulder, lift it up. Just notice what your body's doing. Feel some heat building in your core, your arms. Neck is nice and long. Breathe in here. Exhale, release. Tabletop position. All right, let's move into downward facing dog. So once again, tuck all 10 toes under. Lift your hips, release your heels. Take a moment here to shake out your head. Feel all of the pads of your fingers firmly planted on your mat. Look back at your feet, make sure they're at hip distance apart, and that your heels are pressing in the direction of your mat. They don't have to be touching. Feel the stretch in your calves, the backs of your legs. Feel the release in your neck. Feel the activation of your shoulders. And from here, you're going to walk both feet forward, 1 footstep to touch. So bring your big toes to touch, just a little space between your heels. Bring your right hand to center and take your left hand to your right ankle. Take hold of your ankle. You're going to bring your left arm to the left and start to look out under your right arm. So it's a big stretch for the back of your legs, strengthener for your right arm, twist in your spine, lots going on in this posture. And then let's switch sides. So bring your left hand to the center of your mat. Bring your right hand toward your left ankle. Take a nice firm grip on your left ankle and then start to draw your right elbow to the right and look out under your left arm. Again, feeling the twist in your spine, stretching the back of your legs, strengthen your left arm, building heat in your body. Come back to center, and then come back to a nice long downward facing dog. So you're going to step your feet back, feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart, or maybe a little bit wider. Take a deep breath in. Big exhale through your mouth. Look toward your hands, step, walk, or float to the front of your mat. Come into standing forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, standing forward fold. 2 more times. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Last time. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So just syncing breath to movement. You can go at your own pace. Breathe in, come all the way up to tall mountain pose. As you exhale, cactus your arms, draw your elbows down, lift your chin. Breathe in, tall mountain, lifting both arms up overhead, looking up, and then exhale, side bend, right arm slides down your right leg. Keep your left shoulder in line with your left hip. Breathe in, come back to center. Exhale, switch sides, left hand slides down your left leg, but right shoulder stays in line with your right hip. Breathe in, come back to center. Exhale, one more cactus of your arms. Drawing your elbows down, lifting your chin. Tall mountain, and exhale, standing forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, standing forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Okay, so find your alignment in high plank. We're going to be holding this for a few breaths. Shoulders over wrists. Hips right in line with your heels. Neck nice and long and neutral. And remember, modification for high plank is to take your knees to the floor. Still a very intense posture. Either variation is fine. We're just finding that heat in the body, activation of your muscles, intensity of the moment, and just feel it all. Okay, breathe in and shift forward. Shoulders right past your elbows, lower all the way down onto your belly. Make sure that your hands are in line with your shoulders, so right underneath your shoulders. As you breathe in, lift up for a low lift cobra. Keep your head in line with your spine, and then lift your hands up off your mat. So building heat in the backside of your body. And just lift your feet up off of your mat if it's accessible to you. If not, you can leave them on the floor. And hold here. Squeeze your elbows back. Squeeze them in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Intense, heat building, energetic. One more breath in. As you exhale, you're going to push all the way back to extended child's pose. So you're going to take your knees wide, press back, forehead to the mat, take one breath in, and exhale. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. All right, we're gonna move through some rounds of Sun Salutations. So really just acknowledging the heat, the sun, the energy that comes with these movements. Go at your own pace, but we're working toward breath to movement. So exhale out all of your air here. Look toward the front of your mat, step, walk, or float forward. As you breathe out, standing forward fold. As you breathe in, tall mountain. Sweeping your arms up overhead. And then exhale, hinge from your hips, sweep your arms off to the side, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, standing forward fold. Plant your hands on your mat, step back, high plank pose. As you breathe out, chaturanga or any variation. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Let's keep the pace flowing. So come forward as you breathe in. Exhale, forward fold as you breathe out. Tall mountain, reach up, look up, breathe in. Exhale, hinging from your hips, coming all the way down to standing forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Round 3. Look toward your hands. Come forward as you breathe in. Exhale as you breathe out. Tall mountain. Standing forward fold. Monkey. Chaturanga, either in one breath or two. So stepping back to high plank and lowering down, or jumping back and landing in chaturanga arms. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And exhale. Come forward to the front of your mat. Step, walk, or float. Exhale, forward fold. Tall mountain. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Step, walk, float. Whatever your preference is, wherever you are. Knees to the floor if you need to or want to. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to move into some flow, linking one posture to the next with your breath. So lift your right leg up. Exhale, step it through so you're in a low lunge position. From low lunge, keep your back heel lifted, and we're going to come into crescent lunge, lifting both arms up overhead, solid foundation through your right foot. And then as you breathe out, come into warrior 2. Extending your arms long, parallel with your mat. Right knee right over your right ankle. Breathe in to star. Both feet at a 45-degree angle. Lift your chin up off your chest. Palms are really open. Fingers are active. Exhale, prayer squat. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, bring your hands through heart center, prayer squat. Sink down. Again. Last time. Breathe in, reach both of your arms up overhead, and let's make our way to goddess pose. So bring your arms to 90 degrees, palms face in, elbows are right in line with your shoulders, so just take a peek, check in. Again, fingers are active, feet are at 45 degrees, sinking down, strong arms, strong legs. Feel the heat and the energy building in this posture. Last breath. Breathe in to star. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then as you breathe out, come into extended side angle. Elbow on the knee or fingers toward the floor. Reach your left arm up. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Step back, high plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Inhale, three-legged dog. Lift your left leg high. And then look toward your hands and exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot forward. Keep your right heel lifted up off the floor. And breathe in, come into crescent lunge. Lower your shoulders down away from your ears, but keep your back heel lifted. Breathe in here. Exhale, warrior two. Arms parallel to the floor. Left knee right over your left ankle. Shoulders and hips open to the side. On your next breath in, 5-pointed star. Palms face out, fingers are active. Feet are at 45-degree angle. Exhale, squat. Sink down. Hands come through heart center. Inhale, breathe in, reach up. Exhale, prayer squat. One more time. Breathe in, 5-pointed star. And then exhale, let's come to goddess pose. So bring your arms to 90 degrees, palms face in, elbows are in line with your shoulders, and then just sink right back down into your hips. Knees tracking with your feet. Breath is slow and steady and intense. Face is relaxed. Pointed star, warrior two, open everything back up, front toes point forward, reverse warrior, breathe in, stretch your left side as you slide your right hand down your right leg, exhale, back to low lunge, and then come back through your flow, high plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. So we're going to do one more standing flow. And we're just going to add on to what we've already done. So breath to movement. Right leg high. Breathe in. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Low lunge. Crescent lunge, breathe in. Warrior two, breathe out. Star. Squat. Work with your breath. Listen to it. Star. Goddess. Star. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Low lunge. Okay, moving on. Keep your left hand right where it is. Step back, side plank. Right foot meets left. You can always take your left knee down to the mat. Reach up, maybe look up. One more breath. High plank. Breathe in, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Breath to movement, adding on. Lift your left leg up. Three-legged dog. Low lunge. Crescent lunge. Warrior two. Five-pointed star. Prayer squat. Star. Goddess. Star. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Low lunge. All right, pausing here. Keep your right hand right where it is. Step your left foot to meet your right. For side plank on the other side. So lift your left arm up. Modification, right knee to the floor or left foot to the floor. Feel the heat, the intensity, the strength in your body, wherever you're at right now. Flowing with your breath. Breathe in. Exhale to high plank. Big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. As you press up, breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Big exhale here. For our final standing postures, we're going to move into a couple of balancing postures, and I want you to take your breath and your focus inward and focus on the actual physical transitions, which are a nice metaphor for our actual transition in life and transformation. So taking it slow, working with your breath, paying attention to your body. So let's walk both feet or step or hop to the front of your mat. Take a forward fold. These postures are going to be intense but slower. So let's start with Utkatasana, chair pose. You can keep your feet right where they are or bring them a little bit closer to one another. Sit your hips low, lift your arms up, lower your shoulders down. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. As you breathe in, come all the way up to tall mountain. Look up, reach up through the tops of your fingers, and then bring your right arm underneath your left. I'm not mirroring you right now, so we're coming into eagle pose. Bring the palms of your hands together or opposite hand toward opposite elbow, and then come right back down into your chair. Take your left foot, lift it up off of the floor, and then just wrap it around your right leg. You can take your toes to the floor for balance, or you can wrap it around your ankle. Hold here. All right, nice, slow, smooth transition to a modified five-pointed star. So just bring your left leg off to the left. Lift both arms up to a star position. And then come into a standing pigeon pose. So crossing your left ankle over your right knee, nice and slow. Hands to your heart. Sink down for 3. Keep sinking. 2, 1. Come all the way back up into that star position, modified five-pointed star. And then come into dancer pose. So you're going to bring your knees together, bend your left leg. Take hold of the top of your foot with your left hand from the inside. Bring your knees together. Reach your right arm straight up toward the ceiling. Kick your left foot into your left hand. Start hinging forward. And And then maybe go a little deeper for 3, 2, 1. Come out of it nice and slow for 3, 2, 1. And then release your left foot to meet your right. Big inhale as you reach your arms up overhead, and then exhale, come into standing forward fold. Halfway lift. And standing forward fold. All right, let's repeat that series on the other side. Balancing postures, moving through transitions nice and slow. So we're going to start with Utkatasana, chair pose. So keep your feet right where they are, sink your hips low, reach your arms high. Check down at your toes so that your knees are behind them, not jutting forward. Breathe in. Exhale, sink deeper. All right, so inhale, come all the way up to tall mountain pose, and we're gonna move into eagle pose. So wrap your right arm underneath your left, backs of your hands together, palms of your hands together, or you can take your hands to your shoulders. Sink down, and then just wrap your right leg around your left. So you can have it as a kickstand, or you can wrap it around the back of your leg. Hold here. Finding a nice, steady gaze. Release and come into a modified 5-pointed star. So right leg straight off to the right, arms reach up, palms face out, toes in line with your heels. Hold here. And then standing pigeon. Nice and slow, cross your right ankle over your left knee, bring your hands to your heart. Sink down into your chair position. Hold. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Sink a little bit deeper. And then back to a modified 5-pointed star. Bring your right knee to meet your left. Take hold of the inside of your right foot with your right hand, and then bring your knees back to touch. Actively reach through your left hand. Bring your shoulders and hips into line with one another, and then start kicking your right foot into your right hand, hinging forward nice and slow for the count of 3. Keep going deeper, 2, 1. And then come back to center for 3, 2, 1. Release your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, both arms up overhead, tall mountain. Big exhale, standing forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands and step back to a high plank pose. Breathe in, shift forward. Breathe out, lower all the way down. Take the tops of your feet flat to the floor. Bring your right arm off to the right, palm faces down. Keep your left hand right under your left shoulder and then roll to the right. Place your right ear on the floor. Feel that nice stretch in your right shoulder. It's going to be a short hold on this one. Come back to center and switch sides. Bring your left arm straight off to the left, palm faces down, fingers grip the floor, left ear to your mat, and then twist to the right. Knee faces up. Foot is solidly planted on the floor. As you breathe out, come all the way back. Bring both hands underneath both shoulders. Bring your feet to touch, toes and heels touch, and then just sweep your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers. Press your fists toward your heels. Even if your arms are not all the way straight, just go in that direction. Start to lift your chin, lift the crown of your head. Maybe lift your feet up off the floor for a chest expansion. Big breath in. And then exhale, bring your arms and your legs to the floor and your right ear to your mat. And just let everything go. Close your eyes. Listen to the sound of your breath. So just actively transitioning to intensity and rest. So just practice this. We're going to do the other side. So bring your feet and your toes together. Reach your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, press your fists toward your heels, reach through the crown of your head. Maybe lift your legs up off the floor. So intense, fire, breath, active. Focus on this, activating your breath. As you breathe out, release. So release your legs, arms, left ear to your mat. Close your eyes. Release all tension. So as heavy as your body can be, active to relaxed. All right, from here, we're gonna come up to a kneeling position. So bring your chin back to the floor, place your hands underneath your shoulders, come all the way up. I love these two postures together. We're gonna do a camel pose first. So active, heart opening, lifting, expansive. So tuck your toes under, reach your hands toward your heels, or keep your feet flat to the floor and put your hands in your back pockets. Press your hips forward either way. Lift your chest, lift your chin, look up. And you can reach back from whatever position you're in, reaching toward your heels. All the way back up. And then sit your hips to your heels. Place your hands on your thighs. Feel the energy and the intensity of that posture. Calm and slow your breath. We're going to counterpose camel with rabbit. So it's a very inward posture. So you're going to take all of that energy and just let that settle before you move into the next posture. And then you're gonna turn inward. So when you're ready, you're gonna take your chin to your chest, you're gonna start to round your spine, and you're gonna bring your forehead toward your knees, the top of your head toward your mat. And then you can take hold of your heels. You can stay right here if this feels comfortable to you. You want to stretch your back a little bit more. You can start to lift your heels, but lift your hips, but keep a firm grip on your heels. Gentle pressure on the top of your head. Just bringing that energy inward. Chin, head, heart close to one another. Exhale, release your hips back toward your heels, and then slowly roll all the way back up. So you're sitting on your shins, and then separate your feet. Keep your knees on the floor, and we're going to come into hero pose. So sit your hips between your heels, and again, lower your shoulders away from your ears, and you can stay here and sit upright, or you can increase the stretch for your quads and your knees by walking your hands back, maybe your forearms down toward the floor, maybe the top of your head down toward the floor. Maybe you lower all the way down onto your back. And then make your way all the way back up. So open chest, open throat, open heart. And then we're gonna take a forward fold. So you can keep your left leg right where it is and extend your right leg out in front of you for half hero forward fold. Or if this is stress on your knee, you can take your foot to your inner thigh. And we're just going to bring our chest closer to our leg. So whatever variation you're in is absolutely fine. You can reach your arms up overhead and then forward fold over your right leg. You can reach your hands towards your foot, have your forearms on the floor, have your hands on the floor to support your balance. While these deep stretches can be potentially more intense, if you have some tightness or tension in your legs or anywhere in your body, try to slow your breathing. That's your goal right now. Slow your breathing. All right. Come back from your half hero forward fold and we're going to switch sides. So you're going to extend your left leg out in front and bring your right leg into half hero. Okay, so same options for the other side. If that doesn't work, bring your foot to your inner thigh. Face your toes up toward the ceiling, and then we're going to forward fold over our left leg. So start to hinge forward, bringing your forehead in the direction of your shin or your knee. Hands on the floor, hands around your leg, forearms on the floor. This side might be really different. Notice your breathing. Can you slow it down and steady your breath? If it's too intense, can you back off the stretch and find your breath again? Come all the way back up. Bring your right leg straight out in front of you. And then give your legs a little bit of a shake. And then reach both arms up overhead. And you can take a very active seated forward fold, so reaching your hands towards your feet, or you can take a very passive forward fold. Both are great options. So we're turning inward. So you can start to just round your spine and bring your forehead towards your knees, even if you want to bend your legs a lot, and just rest your forehead on your knees so you feel this nice stretch in your upper back. Or you can be a little more active, but we're still kind of turning inward. Two options. You can either reach your arms up overhead, breathing in, or if you're in more of a rounded position, just kind of roll up. Dragging your hands. Bring your shoulders back in line with your hips. All right, and one more stretch here in a seated position. Bring the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana, or butterfly pose. Okay, so same options here. You can take a little more of an active pose. So hinging from your hips, reaching the crown of your head forward, pressing your elbows down. Or you can just round forward and then just place your hands gently on the floor. Just a nice release. Just listening to your body, whatever is needed here.
If you're kind of needing a more active stretch, that's absolutely okay. Or a nice release. Just let your body do what it's asking for. Last breath here. Okay, so if you're in a rounded position, roll up nice and slow. If you're in an active position, just bring your head right up in line with your spine, shoulders in line with your hips. All right, let's make our way down onto our back. So bring the soles of your feet flat to the floor at hip distance apart. And then just lower all the way down onto your back, nice and slow. Cross your right ankle over your left knee for a reclined pigeon pose. So bring your left foot up off the floor, hold on to your thigh or your shin. Hold here. Exhale, release your left foot to the floor, switch sides. Bring your right foot down, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Lift your right foot up off the floor, hold on to your thigh or your shin. Close your eyes, deep breathing. Exhale, release your right foot to the floor, uncross your ankles, extend both legs flat to the floor. Bring your heels and toes to touch, and then bring both feet out to the left corner of your mat in that direction. Take your right hand and press it onto your right hip so it's flat to the floor. And with your right hip flat to the floor, you can kind of move your shoulders off to the upper left corner of your mat. So you're making like a crescent moon shape. But keep your right hip on the floor. So if you start to like roll off, that kind of defeats the purpose of the pose. So we're just opening up the right side of the body. You can take your arms into any position, maybe up overhead, opposite hand to opposite elbow or wrist. Focus on your right hip being flat to the floor, and then just feel the stretch along your right side. And one more breath here. Okay, switch sides. So you're going to bring both feet together to the right bottom corner of your mat. Take your left hand, place it on your left hip, and press it firmly to the floor before you start moving your shoulders to the right upper corner of your mat. So if you're looking down at yourself, you're making a crescent moon shape, but keep that left hip on the floor. You can take your arms to any position, maybe opposite hand to opposite elbow above your head. Feel the stretch in your left side. Open your lungs, your ribs, your hip, the entire outer edge of your left leg. Come back to neutral. Bring both knees into your chest for Uttanasana, knees to chest pose.
Any grip on your knees, you can do loose, tight, but again, kind of turning that energy inward, maybe bringing your forehead towards your knees. Tight squeeze. One more breath here. As you breathe out, release to Shavasana. Okay, take a moment here to get comfortable in your body, comfortable on your mat, comfortable in your space, and then just bring your mind back to your intention at the beginning of the class. So moving from kind of heat, energy, intensity to more inward, self-focused, self-aware, calming postures and energy. And just notice how your body feels. And just be aware if you've made that transition and slowed your breathing and transitioned your energy. Take a deep breath in here. Big open mouth exhale. Just relax into this space. Natural breathing. Notice the energy in your toes and all the way up to the crown of your head. Just taking a body scan. Experience life in all possible ways. Good, bad, bitter, sweet, dark, light, summer, winter. Experience all the dualities. Don't be afraid of experience, because the more experience you have, the more mature you become. Take time in your Shavasana. If you have the time, enjoy it. Relax, release, breathe steady. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. From my heart to each and every one of yours,